Hello there everyone, and welcome back to Bannerlord. Last time around we had more of an introductory episode. We showed a little bit of the backstory of the character, the fact that he's fleeing from war, that he lost his parents, younger siblings. It's just him and his brother rebuilding their clan, and we saw a little bit of that rebuilding. We were starting to gather men. We fought bandits and looters, we gained some cash, we gained reputation within the land, and since then I've been working on all those things. A slight change. Last time we had, I think, Zara the Wanderer as our companion. She was, however, a warrior, and I thought it looked a little bit strange to have a woman that looked like she couldn't be more than 19 or something, having her as a warrior, and I didn't really need a warrior companion either. What I wanted really was a surgeon. And since then, John has actually found a surgeon in this northern woman that he picked up in a tavern. And yeah, he's been mostly building on his party. But let's go over to the campaign map, because there some interesting stuff has happened. So we find ourselves in the village of Cantarion, which by the horse symbol, I imagine that what they mostly produce is horses. But you can also note that it's not the Southern Empire banner that is risen above this village, it's the Northern one. So what has happened then with the Southern Empire? Since last time, I've been working a lot kind of in this area, trying to build up relations with the villagers, but also kind of, you know, the underlying social structure here of the caravan masters and so on. The problem was pretty quickly that I was so focused on that I completely missed that I think I might have shown you that the Southern Empire started off by losing 2 of their cities to the Aserai, which is kind of the Arab faction. And then quickly after that, the Southern Empire was invaded by the Mongol faction and another empire, the Northern Empire. So the empire, which I am culturally aligned with, is split into 3 different factions. We have the Western Empire, we have the Northern Empire, and we have the Southern Empire. And right now the Southern Empire is at war with the Mongol faction, but they're also at war with the Northern faction. We still have a plan to join the Southern faction. There's no way we're going to be able to turn around their fortune, because it's really too late. They only have 1 city left. But my plan is to go ahead and join the Southern Empire as a mercenary, and then raid against the Mongols. So that's my plan. Let's see if we cannot go ahead and put that into action. Since they have 1 place left, I doubt it's going to be standing very long, and that we might expect a Mongol army to lay siege to Paikanon, or how you want to pronounce it, pretty darn soon. So let's try and find the so-called Empress of Caladria. So I don't actually have to ride very far to actually come in contact with the Southern Empire's troops. They're fighting a few Northerners that moved in to go ahead and raid this village. After these guys are done with their fighting, should be able to talk with them, and maybe they can actually accept. Let's see. She is not here. Sanyan's party. And who else? No, none of them are. We'll go ahead and go to this guy, and maybe he will be able to accept. me joining? I am John. So you're Olbros of Penthros. Right. I would like to discuss something. I would like to enter the service of Empress Regina. My sword is yours for the right sum. Yes, well, we do hire mercenaries, and some of them, I'll admit, are men of honor. Your reward will be 45 gold for every group of enemies you vanquish, or for an equivalent deed. I will accept. Good. I'll have my men write up a simple contract on behalf of the Caladrian Empire. I welcome you. May you put your sword to good use with our enemies. You can count on me. As for now, your enemies are my enemies, and your honor is mine. And let's head off then, and see if we cannot find a fight with the Mongols. Now this here is a tricky situation. I was actually riding to get some supplies from the last city they do control, and I came upon this. So we've got the villagers and a lord going in to protect the village. So since I'm a mercenary of the Southern Empire, I should really join. However, the guy we're going in against is a Northern Lord. I still want to maintain good relationship with the lords of the Empire. All three of the empires. So I'm certainly not going to throw my hand in with the Southern Empire at this location just to have one of the Northern Lords dislike me. So we're going to continue on our plan to actually fight the Mongols instead. We'll reserve our force for those fights. As I'm heading north, I spot this caravan. Now they're at equal numbers to us. They've got a lot of archers, which makes me concerned, and then they've got horse archers and cavalry, which does concern me. My troop is strong, but I'm not entirely sure if it's strong enough to take these on. My plan was actually to go ahead and raid one of their villages, which I hope would be a lot easier. The thing is, caravans probably loaded with gold and stuff. Would I dare risk it? I mean, the only cavalry I have is my companion. They could run circles around us, especially the horse archers. And with the range, that would be hard to close in on. And then the cavalry, we don't really know the strength of that. Might be too rash to throw myself in and attack that. We're gonna continue with the plan and try and find a village that we can raid. Oh, would you look at that? As we pass here, we can see the main army of the Mongols heading west. To where but to the main city. The Southern Empire is not going to live much longer. If I'm going to get a village to raid, I need to raid it soon. While traveling to the selected village that I was going to torch to the ground and steal everything, we found this party of peasants that were moving to the local market. Let's see if we can't part them from not only their heads but their goods. My troop is hiding behind this ridge, and I don't think that's necessary, but there's quite a few of them actually, 38 of them. There's 29 of my men and 6 archers, and then my companion on horseback. Let's put the footmen up here. Get the archers up there, and horses out there. The single horse that I have. I don't think the peasants do have archers. Seems like we kind of woke them up. Oh, they're running away. Imperial troops, advance. Let's gain some experience by shooting some of these guys down. Right, and there we go. After about 3 minutes, we were able to slaughter most of them. Not that they put up much resistance, it was peasants after all. Now, I didn't get a lot from them in terms of goods, but I did get experience enough so that I was able to achieve this. Now, Raider gives me 4 increased weapon speed bonus. Weapon speed. I think Shield Bash, though, increase the damage of that is probably quite useful. Then we'll actually continue by putting the focus point here. So make sure that we are well equipped to take on anything by our own hand, of course. As it's always say, if you should have something done properly, then do it yourself. I'm halting right here because I want to show you how far I've actually gone out from my original position. So now I am here at the sort of the edge of the great desert that goes out here from where the Mongol came, and here where we started roughly. So I've gone quite a bit, and also quite a bit into enemy territory. Also, as you can notice, we actually lost the town, not to the Mongols as I had thought, but we actually lost it to the Northern Empire, which actually works out a lot better because, well, it's still in the hands of cultural imperialists, if that's what you call them. Anyways, I chose this town all the way out here because it's so far away from anything these guys actually hold that I'm hoping I should be able to do this in peace. I've recruited quite a big party. We're still moving at 5 in terms of speed, so I'm hoping we'll be able to still get away if necessary. Now there is someone here already. I'm hoping he doesn't actually join if I take hostile action. The villagers will actually fight me, so we have 52 men versus 62, so it's gonna be the biggest fight so far. But there's gonna be hopefully a hell of a lot of loot. I'm looking at the small town, and I can see that you got 33 archers, 29 militiamen. I'm moving my troops onto here, and I'm hoping that we'll be able to use the terrain to our advantage to close in
infantry, move!
With the enemy archers rather rapidly and attack them when they're close. Oh, here they go.
Infantry, charge!
And then I'll get my archers up on the ridge.
Infantry, give them hell!
And that way we can avoid getting entirely destroyed by all the archers. Now fierce melee is broken out. It's kind of hard to tell what's going on, but I can see that my men are winning, in fact. Where the hell are you going? My tactic worked, and we didn't lose too many men. The fight was over really quickly. Let's go ahead and chase down as many of these bastards as possible. Oh, they routed. So I held the high ground. I was able to close in with the archers. If I hadn't been able to close in with the archers like I did, then they would have been standing firing into our sides, and the enemy's superior numbers would probably have won them the day. With the maneuver of moving like this, I saved lots of my own soldiers' lives, but also, of course, led to ultimately victory. Very nice. Their assaults are pretty darn good. We killed 51 of them. We only lost 4. 18 wounded though. So that's a total of 22 men lost. A lot of them wounded, which is great. And that's why I hired the medic. Gained 8.6 renown, 7.5 influence, 4.8 morale. 5 troops are ready to be upgraded. Very nice. The troops that died, we lost 1 Triarii, we lost 1 recruit, Imperial Veteran Infantryman, and Imperial Infantryman. I'm continuing the raid, and let's see how far we get before I need to go. I was hoping I'd be able to loot a bit more, but it seems like compared to Warband, the lords actually do care about the village that they control. So 100 enemy troops, 100 Mongol troops came down upon me, and I decided, you know what, rather than try to get everything out of this village, I'd probably skedaddle. And I was lucky to do that, because the army that's following us is that one right there of 112, followed by those 80 men. Now, I am in this town, so I'm wondering if... I don't think they can force me out of the town, can they? I'm hoping not. We're waiting here for time. Oh, wait, they're gonna sit outside and wait for me? No, luckily for me... Oh, they joined together to form an army of 200 men. Right, we're gonna trade. I am not entirely sure. So far, I've actually only been losing money because, well, I've got a very expensive party running, but selling some of the goods that I was able to take, and I'll see if I actually made any profit by this. That whole ordeal, and even though I wasn't able to raid the village fully, I actually raided it very little. I only raided it about, 2 cycles or whatever you call it. And still, I got 5,000 gold, which is pretty darn good, I'd say. Even though it being rather lucrative for me to actually go ahead and raid villages, it was also quite dangerous. I was barely able to escape that army that came after me. 100 men, something we cannot really stand up against. So, I think we will switch our effort to raiding caravans instead. So let's see if we can't find some of them. Now that I'm actually part of a kingdom, as a mercenary, but still, I can actually see the diplomacy of the situation, and we, unfortunately, are at peace with everyone. So the Southern Empire continues, although, as you can see, our total strength numbers 225 men, which isn't that great. Especially since we have no forts, no towns, nothing. So that's a bit of a bummer. So there's not going to be any more raiding in that sense. Raiding caravans and raiding villages. However, to end off this video, cap it off, I did find this group of looters. 60 of them. I want to fight them somewhere else, not in the forest, so that's why I'm riding around like this. Maybe I could... Would be nice if I could get both. That's 75. Oh, night... don't want night battle either. Okay, just travel out of the woods, yes. Oh, I'm out of food. We need to get this fight going before I starve. We've got my 44 men versus their 60. First of all,
forward!
Bowmen off to the side. Let's see. Footmen. Form shield wall.
Infantry!
And I think we'll just move you off so that you can heal people afterwards. Oh, I can see them. They're coming closer.
Footmen!
Wait for my order. Charge! And victory. Not particularly hard for my Imperial Warband to beat down these bastards. Oh, skilled shot. Right. Victory. And I think with that, this will be the end of the video. For the next one, we'll see if I can find a war or something else useful to do. And as always, I hope you guys enjoy this, and hopefully I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye.
Die, dog!